It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Welcome back to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson, Shaquille O'Neal, Kenny the Jet Smith, quickly approaching this year's All-Star break. In this game, we'll see Baltimore.
It's great to be with you on a Monday afternoon as we get set for this broadcast of the NBA on 2K Sports.
Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Kevin Harlan with Greg Anthony and Doris Burke. Also joining us from the sidelines, David Aldridge. The Milwaukee Bucks coming to this one following a loss.
And they had to be sensational defensively on that night to compensate for the fact that they just couldn't find a rhythm offensively.
You could see them trying to find some sort of rhythm on the offensive end, but the more they forced it, the less effective it was.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Gobert is out there with Green. Then there's Gordon. Then it's Terrence Ross. And it's Holiday in at the 1. Draymond Green obviously gives you a lot of things, Doris, but what really jumps out on the stat sheet are the assists he picks up.
I think Draymond Green would tell you that it's helpful to have terrific scorers around you, but what this young guy does have is incredible vision, an unselfish and focused mindset. Draymond Green is an asset to any organization.
Baltimore with the ball, following the miss by Draymond Green. Van Vliet passes to Barea. Off target with the open look. And our Hall of Famer David Aldridge had a chance to speak with Scott Brooks. David?
Well, Kevin, he didn't outright say he was satisfied with his defense, but he did say that offense was important tonight. He told me numbers 1, 2, and 3 on our list are getting good movement, good looks, and making some shots. That's our focus. We'll see if they can make that happen tonight. Kevin, back to you.
All right, thanks for the report, David. So it's all about getting their offense going early on.
And I think that's the right call, guys. Get that rhythm established at the offensive end as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's an important thing for an offensive-minded team to do. You have got to set the tone with a level of aggression on the offensive end.
Now here's Gordon. Isaiah Thomas unable to get his last shot to go. Outside Holiday, just 5 to shoot. From deep three-point range, Baltimore with the rebound. This game coming after a loss against the Pistons.
And really, I just felt like they didn't compete, particularly on the backboard, probably their weakest area in that game.
Got absolutely trounced on the glass. A lack of passion for an important aspect of the game.
There's the pass to Ross. And he gets it to go. Gobert's got his first points of the game. Doris, look in your crystal ball. 5 years from now, who do you think will be the 2-3 best players in the NBA?
Well, certainly some of the names. I won't say this is a definitive list, but as long as health holds, I'm going to give you 3 men who are going to be bad men in the NBA for a long time. Giannis Antetokounmpo, because the Greek freak is able at his size to handle it, take it off the window, and dominate action in transition. If he gets a consistent jump shot, forget about it. Ben Simmons, exactly the same thing. His passing ability is extraordinary. I think you'll see him get a low post game, and I think he'll get a jump shot, and he will be unguardable. And one of my absolute favorites is Mr. Joel Embiid. Give it to you inside, give it to you outside. Mr. Embiid can handle it. He can dominate with his defense. Those 3 men are going to be all-stars for a long, long time.
Baltimore with the ball, following Drew Holiday's three-point attempt. Van Vliet kicks to Ulis. Thomas against Ross. That's tipped.
Boy, his vertical makes Terrence Ross an A+ shot blocker for his size. This guy, his main duty's on the perimeter, but he'll get his share of blocks.
Here's Thomas. Last game out, he had 14.
Well, it's been an up-and-down quarter for him on the offensive end. Mostly down, though.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Holiday gets the bucket.
Yeah, great anticipation of where the open man was going to be, and Terrence Ross finds him immediately. That's really pretty.
Thomas against Ross. Outside Thomas. Over Ross. And he was able to put it up in time, but doesn't fall. being a smaller player is a challenge, but I
just go in there. I've been doing it since I was little.
Thomas brings that fearlessness, Greg. He's always played with a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, and he's got a deep bag of tricks for finishing around bigger players. It's really something to watch.
And if you're just joining us, we've played through one quarter in this one. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from the Bucks, guys.
Just playing suffocating defense. That's been the difference here for them.
Well, the commitment is evident, and they are simply phenomenal at their aggression on the defensive end right now.
Ulis is out there with Mason. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. Then there's J.J. Barea. And it's Van Vliet in at the power forward. And for Milwaukee, Green is out there with Gobert. Then it's Holiday. Then there's Gordon. And it's Ross in at the small forward position. Now here's Thomas. Looking at his numbers, he averages a bit over 9 points a game. It's tipped, and he gets it back. Here's Ulis. Out of bounds. Milwaukee takes possession. And here's a look at what's coming up for Baltimore. On Wednesday, they'll defend home court against the Indiana Pacers. And then on Sunday. And we're starting the second quarter, about a minute gone. Watching Tyler Ulis, Doris, amazing some of the things that he can do at his size.
Yes, Kevin, he stands a mere 5'9", about $150 weight. And here's a guy who's always had to prove himself, right? That's why he drops to the second round of the draft. But this guy is a true floor general in every sense of the word. Heart, will, determination, and leadership that coaches dream of.
Timeout is called, first of the game for Baltimore. And this is the first season matchup for them against this Milwaukee team.
And last year, an entertaining season series between the two ended up battling to a draw.
It's a fairly even matchup, and both sides want to take that leap into the league's upper echelon. So let's see what signs we see of progress tonight.
Thomas, good.
Well, you have to stay attached to Isaiah Thomas because in catch-and-shoot situations, this guy is ready to fire.
Holiday finds Gobert. And we're a little over a minute and a half into the second quarter of action. Outside Holiday. Ross for three. Baltimore with the rebound. Barea with it. Still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. Holiday with the block. Here's Green. And it's off the back rim. No good. And so Van Vliet will bring it up for Baltimore. They trail by 9 points. Taken away by Holiday. The drive by Green. Gordon outside. That shot is off for Baltimore. They've gone 1 of 6 from the field in the second quarter. It's been a rough period so far. Again, the miss by Baltimore. Milwaukee leading by 9. To the paint. Here's Ross. Count the bucket coming off a perfectly placed assist. Ross has got his second basket of the game.
And he can smell blood in the water. Excellent finish.
I'll tell you, you've got to admire the energy. This guy really wants to put this one away.
Now, here's Thomas. Gobert pulls it in. Gobert's got his 5th rebound in this one. Green passes to Holiday. To the paint. And slam dunk by Gobert.
That's why Gobert is such a high percentage scorer. He finds a way to finish with that great length.
Guys, they're looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure.
Gobert with the block.
As off as he's been this quarter, it's not helping them to trim the deficit.
Down low, Green, and he gets contact and the whistle on the shot. 2 shots coming up. And there's the call. Baltimore, the foul.
Well, make no mistake, Draymond Green will bully you on the interior if you allow it. You've got to make sure he doesn't force the issue.
Well, let's remember that Draymond Green was drafted in the 2nd round, but that competitive fire runs deep, and he has memorized the names of the 34 players selected ahead of him. Talk about holding a grudge.
And they've only got a slight edge on the boards, but it just feels a lot bigger. And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Here is Mason. He's coming off a 10-point game against Detroit. Barea kicks to Mason. Here's Van Vliet, guarded by Holiday. From deep, Thomas. Again, the miss by Baltimore. Here is Ross. And it is good at the buzzer. All right, thank you, David. And folks, don't go away after the break. We'll see you right back here.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Milwaukee came out looking very confident. They showed tremendous effort and drove the action early, starting off with a 9-2 run. By the end of the first quarter, their lead was 7. Then in quarter number 2, it was all hands on deck, and what a show it was. And that'll do.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. Terrence Ross with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And they haven't needed a lot of shots to get their points. Just tremendous efficiency here in the first half.
I think you can look to specifically the patience and the shot creation. Really solid effort.
They've got J.J. Barea. Mason is out there with Ulis. Then it's Isaiah Thomas. And it's Van Vliet in at the 4 spot. That's the rope for Scott Brooks getting going here in the second half.
And that's how you want to come out of the locker room. He is fired up.
Absolutely perfect start to the half, setting the tempo right away with an easy opportunity at the cup.
We now have rules, Doris, that protect shooters from defenders stepping underneath them. But what about when the defender leaves his feet and the offensive player steps underneath and tries to draw the foul?
Well, I think one of the things that we have to look at is, okay, we certainly do not want the defender to have unnatural movements which place him underneath the feet of the shooter, because that's where injuries can happen. On the other side of the equation, and this has become problematic to me, you see far too many shooters either jump unnaturally outside of what should be a straight up and down shooting motion, or guys who kick their legs sideways in an attempt to draw contact and fall over. But Kev, this is where officiating is about feel, touch, and vision.
Here's Green. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Here's Gordon. Lays it up off the glass.
Indicative of what we've seen tonight. One team being the aggressor, the other failing to react.
Right, really a disappointing effort on the defensive end, not offering any challenge at all at the cup.
Baltimore with the ball after Eric Gordon's bucket. Thomas, no good.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the chart.
Yep, that one goes in there. And it's 7 points for Draymond Green.
Boy, you like how Draymond Green went right through the defense there. He doesn't let the physicality impede his progress.
And Baltimore calls time here.
Yeah, he's got to make some adjustments here. Just too easy to score in the lane against them right now.
But, Greg, no resistance, right? They're allowing them to get any kind of shot they want close. That simply can't happen.
A chance here to assess what parts of the floor the attempts have been coming from as we look at the shot chart for Baltimore.
And even when the deep three has been there, they've stayed away from it. They're working hard to get shots from close range, resisting that urge to get too loose with their shot selection.
Here's Van Vliet. No points in the game yet for him. Lock at 6. Ulis passes to Thomas. And that comes off the assist by Ulis.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
And Holiday kicks to Gobert. Pass to Holiday. Jacks up a 3. Buries the long-range jumper. Holiday's got 7 points.
I think you pay the consequences if you leave Draymond Green's teammates open. He has a knack for getting the basketball where it needs to be.
Thomas up top. He's guarded by Ross. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
I tell you have to respect Isaiah Thomas's physicality. He may have a small frame, but a big-time heart and big-time energy.
Baltimore shooting their initial free throws of the game right here.
And they've shot the ball well this season in terms of their attempts, 81%.
Well, this is a tough night so far. They'd be smart to rely more on a couple of their other options.
Here's Holiday, and the layup's good off the glass. Holiday's got 7 points for the quarter.
+8 in the rebound differential. One more reason why they're in control.
Mason kicks to Barea. Pass to Van Vliet. The wide open look here for Ulis. Hits it from three-point range. Ulis has got his second bucket of the game to go.
And Ulis must take that shot and make it on a more consistent basis. When he does, the whole floor opens up.
And Green gets it to go.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Mason the pass to Barea. Kicks to Mason. From beyond the arc, Gobert pulls it in. Bucks leading by 21. Outside Holiday. Passes it to Gordon. And the pass to Gobert. Outside Green. Misses the three. Now Barea. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. They get it again. And Fred Van Vliet is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the third. Holiday with the three. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The Bucks on top, just dominating this one. And fourth quarter basketball will be coming your way on 2K Sports right after this. And it's time now to bring you our State Farm assist of the game.
Yeah, and I like the fact we get to see this pass one more time. A magnificent feed, and you love to see your off guard taking over the playmaking duties with this much skill.
And to me, GA, you love the unselfishness, finding the best look, and it doesn't matter who's taking it.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. And Milwaukee, looking at who they've got. They've got Gordon. Terrence Ross is out there with Green. Then it's Holiday. And it's Gobert in at the 5 down low. When it comes to building confidence, Doris, some people say playing one-on-ones in practice is a huge help. Is that something that you did when you were playing at Providence?
Kevin, I believe this could be the single greatest development tool for any individual player. If you start at the free throw line and play one-on-one against a player who's maybe slightly above your level or certainly at your level, and you limit that one-on-one from the free throw line to 2 dribbles or less, your skill set, I promise you, is going to develop. The other thing I would encourage young players to do is play 3-on-3 because it forces you to move and to cut and to screen and how to do those things properly if you're going to be effective. I love 1-on-1, 2-on-2, 3-on-3. It always helps you when you go back to the 5-on-5.
That's such great advice. And Baltimore calls time here.
Yeah, I think Coach calls this timeout right now because he's not happy with the distribution of shots. Difficult shots, contested shots. You've got to get a better offensive rhythm.
Baltimore trails by 21. Barea kicks to Mason. And a miss there on the triple.
Well, you see the struggles he's having getting anything to go.
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously cold right now, but he's trying to find that rhythm. You've got to keep working.
Now here is Holiday. Here's Gobert. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the two teams.
Pass to Barea. Shoots. And the jumper is on the mark.
I'll tell you, hasn't always been a high percentage shooter, but he's dangerous. And Barea will keep coming at you until you stop him.
And Holiday kicks to Gobert. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. Holiday's got 3 assists in the game. Second minute off the clock now in the 4th. It's Thomas outside. Hands it from downtown.
To me, you've got to chase Isaiah Thomas off the line. He's 5'9", 6'9", capable shooter, loves to pull the trigger. Better do your work, D.
Now here's Green to the inside. Terrific assist, a nice finish, solid play all around.
Well, the height advantage in this matchup becomes a big factor when he's in the low box.
Ulis kicks to Thomas. Off the mark there with the three-point shot. And so Holiday will bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest, just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bucks.
The blocking really turned things into their favor this time.
Great timing, anticipation. They got the blocks, and that definitely changed the momentum of this game.
And it'll advance their win total up to 12 on the season. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Rudy Gobert.
Boy, I thought his best work was his pursuit of the basketball. He competed for every rebound, fought for position in the paint, and never stopped working. I love it.
Looking at who's out there now for Baltimore. Leonard, he's checked in for Barea. Scott comes in for Mason. And Porter subbed in for Isaiah Thomas. Now here's Gordon. And here is Ross. He dishes it to Bell. Good.
And all the energy has been sucked out of this arena. This is not what the fans came to see.
Well, they took the crowd completely out of this game, and when you get a lead like that, it's sort of deflating for the home crowd. What a solid victory on the road.
Isaiah Thomas, he's checked in for Fred VanVleet. And Milwaukee also making a switch. Jonathan Isaac, he's checked in for Ross. Ulis kicks to Thomas. Pass to Scott. Inside, Isaac with the steal. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Bell. Back to Gordon. Now, here's Isaac. He's guarded by Thomas. The offensive rebound. And the basket by Isaac.
Well, with that length, you want to see Jonathan Isaac attack the offensive glass. Put that 7'1" wingspan to work.
Outside Thomas. Outside Leonard. He kicks it to Scott. Over Murray. Again, the miss by Baltimore. And so it's the Bucks taking care of business in this one. To come into an opponent's building and dominate the way they did tonight says, I think, Greg, an awful lot about this team.
I guess they don't.
Had to do it. She came through, I had to do it. I really do. I really got it.